know. Hey guys, where are you?
Woo! We barely made it by 8:01.
Yep, and I look like a mess as usual because I'm always
T-ball,
working all
or
day
not
long.
T-ball, coach pitch. Coach pitch practice, and I'm out there barbecuing. So as soon as we're off here, I'm gonna go pull some ribs and pork loins off.
Mm.
I'm gonna post a short tomorrow on those, just to not how I cooked it, but just a little.
What is this new scene thing? It's irritating me on our screen.
I don't know. It's been a long day for me. Shayla's playing with this thing. I don't know what she's doing.
Oh, there it is. I don't like that on there. There we go. Okay.
So
I don't think I scheduled this. So, somebody's in here. I think I forgot to pre-schedule it. So
we've been super busy. We got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We might be potentially losing where we keep our cows.
What?
But they did express interest in leasing it to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very many acres, so I don't know if they're going to be interested when they realize that there's not a lot of money.
They said, I talked to that realtor today, said that we could, they said if we need to keep them there for a while, that was fine. So I don't know if they want us to keep them there or lease it or what, but
well,
either way, we got a little while.
I'd like to talk to them soon because I would be interested in helping build their infrastructure from a labor standpoint if they were to provide materials, because it could use some fence work here and there and some different things. And if they're just not ready to get into livestock but think they do and want to in a few years, I'd be interested in helping them. So I need to talk to them. What are you doing over there?
Texting Dylan back.
Whoa, is that his last name?
The guy that dropped his car.
I don't even know how to say that. But, yeah, so we're to a point on our homestead where just in the number of goats, we need more acreage. That's not including the cattle. Well, if all we did was goats on our homestead, which that's not really an option, I like my beef. So if all we did was goats, we could probably grow it if we were being very diligent in our regenerative practices. But to grow it with cattle, somehow, some way, we're going to have to get more acreage. That's just a fact. And I like my cows, so it's hard to say, well, let's just do the goats. Goats, if you're looking at it financially, goats could make you more money per acre. But I like my cows.
Yeah. We have 14 right now. We got 3 more due in May and June. And
then Stony Ridge style, we've never taken a cent from the government.
My God. And then we have, his uncle said he was going to give us a cow too. And then potentially we could buy the rest of it.
If we get that cow from my uncle, it was actually my grandpa's bottle calf. And, man, that cow was a turd. The last time I seen it,
yeah,
we were going down to some little ponds on the property, and we opened the gate, and she ran through, and she was not having it. She was not going to go back in for us. Right. But he goes out there, and he's like, Lucy. And she just listened to him.
Yep. 90 years old. And
how old do you think that cow would be now? Maybe 6?
No.
How many years ago was that?
Well, he passed away 2 years ago. This year will be, me and Mom were just talking about this. He passed away. He was born in 93, right, Levi? Or 1933, right? Yeah. Not 32. It was 33. So it'll be 2 years this year that he passed away. And the year before, I think he got him. I think she was only 3.
No, it should be 5 probably by now.
Well, he had a couple of bottle calves, so.
Lucy was his first one.
Yeah, but. Yeah.
She'd be probably 5.
4 or 5. Because she's calved out, I'm pretty sure. At least
yeah,
one,
she's had 2 calves, I think.
So, yeah, you're probably right.
So, and I really want that cow.
Yeah.
Sentimentally,
He
I
loved
want that cow.
It kept him active.
Yeah, he'd act like it was a burden, but he liked it.
Yeah. Oh, those cows! I gotta feed it, and he would gripe about it, but
That's
he
how
would also
was.
chuckle about it too. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we gotta switch our live days. This Monday night is not.
Yeah, we'll probably have to switch
exciting.
to Tuesdays. I don't know who goes live on Tuesdays.
Everybody.
We picked Monday because it was the most open.
Well,
but
Monday and
I
Friday
think
is the
that's
only day
just
we
kind
didn't
of
have
what you got to run
practices
into.
and stuff. Hey, there's Angelica and Justin.
We got Justin DeHaas from Oklahoma Okie. He's up in northwest Oklahoma. He's got lots of cattle, and he's kind of facing needing land issues as well. I don't know, Justin. Have you figured out anything for land, or are you going to sell some cows, or what are you looking at doing right now?
How did you manage through the fires the other day? Did anything get close?
I think Leedy
Did he
was
say
the
that?
closest big fire.
Man, Leedy was bad.
Leedy, oh, you know, I don't mean to like sound like nonchalant, like, oh, it's just 10,000 acres or 20 or whatever burned down out there, but it's like Leedy does that like every other year, it seems like. It's tons of prairie grass out there, tons of cedar canyons, and those cedar canyons, once they get started, you are not going to stop them until you get something to break. You got to have some sort of fire break.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we need rain too. You know, we started off strong. Woo, we got rain, and we're getting it early. And then it's going to be 2 weeks soon before, you know, everything's trying to green up, but it's dry. Everything's starting to turn to sand.
Yeah.
It's dry. It's getting dry right now.
Well, I tell you, that hillside's really wet. It ain't all dry.
That's because that's in the highway, and that's a creek right there where they built the
I'm
highway.
talking about on the top. It's wet. It's still moist.
I need to put a gate in and use some hot wire to graze that highway side out there.
Where'd you put it? Hey, you want to know something really funny? Levi had some girls flirting with him earlier.
Oh, yeah? Where at the baseball practice?
Sonic.
I had the trailer on at Sonic, so I pulled over to
suspenders?
told him to get out and go get our order, and he was standing there and he was playing his harmonica, and we kept hearing someone else play their harmonica.
Yeah, 27,000 acres.
Raining Wednesday here. As of this morning, Lady Fire. Whoa. I've been up and down the road lately. Lots of fires.
You know, and also that out there in the Manford area that you're talking about, Justin, that's been, I think there was a fire there last year. It wasn't as big, but there was a huge fire out there in that Manford area a few years back, and it burned tons of land. I don't even remember how many acres, but it burned at tons. And you could see all the burnt trees still sticking up in the air out there across some of that land.
Levi, Angelica said you got that swag. Come show them what you're wearing. Come show them your new attire, your new style.
Hey, we were at auction the other day, and I bought some bibs, and them things are comfortable. Yep. I could see myself.
Justin's setting into snap both.
It's more comfortable on one though. It feels more relaxed.
More country.
It just doesn't pull on my shoulders when it's only one. Mm-hmm. But I could see myself transitioning to some bibs.
One up, one down. Yep, Susie said one up and one down. Came through the day and it burned up 4 miles east and west by.
I haven't been through there yet. You know, people forget this though. I know people lose livestock, they lose infrastructure, fencing. all kinds of stuff. And sometimes lives are lost in fires. But fires are natural. And a lot of these fires could be mitigated, minimized, if we would properly manage our forest and woods and stuff. Like, we're not supposed to have continuous cedars, as far as I could see. And it's a lot of work to maintain cedars.
Hello,
Keep
how
them
are
down.
you?
But it's natural. Before all this land was settled, you would have seen, if you were out here, you would have seen fires every year that just burned and burned and burned.
How many
and burned.
deaths did we have? I know the
I
guy,
don't know.
the coach from Chandler or Cushing, the wrestling coach, was trying to save his son and lost his life. That was the only one that I heard of. There's a lot of farms that their animals got burned up here, and I guess in other states maybe, but it's pretty sad.
Justin said, "Snap both. You ain't no gangster yet." Yeah, well, I guess I was going for comfortability, but
You were going for trying to be the most redneck because you tried to wear a cutoff shirt the first time. You trying to look like, what's his name?
Shayla said I couldn't wear a cutoff shirt and bibs at the same time.
Then he was trying to go without a shirt entirely.
Like that swamp man, the chunkier swamp man dude. I can't remember his name. He's always cooking stuff on YouTube.
Doesn't Put It On a Cracker dude wear overalls too?
I don't know. Does he? Salt or stale cracker?
Yeah, steel cracker. Kind of seems like I've seen him
Well.
with some bibs on. I'm pretty sure he does sometimes.
But yeah,
Whew.
I could think of some land that could use a fire to go through it. If you had if you were to do a controlled burn and you were to disc around and your house and your shops and stuff like that and your fence lines, I could think of a lot of land that could use a controlled burn. Bring down some of them blackjacks and cedars and turn it to some prairie grass. I could see that being good for a lot of stuff. I know up there in the Manford area, there's a lot of blackjack timber that just goes as far as you can see, and it's not good for much. It has its place, but just letting an entire farm go to blackjacks is no good for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's new around here?
We have a lot of baby goats. We had 17. We had 18. We lost. One was a triplet, and we lost the female was dead when she was born. The other one died the same day, and then he ended up dying. He was like 2 weeks old.
We had a few premature births.
3 or 4.
So what do you think was behind the premature mamas?
Selenium.
Just selenium deficiency.
I think it's selenium.
And we did give them a shot of selenium probably a little later than we should have.
Yeah, did we wait till after?
We're a selenium deficient region. Like, selenium deficiency is very, very bad where we're at, particularly. Copper is kind of okay. It's not great, but selenium is really bad. And
which last year we knew we had decox issues, and we suspected low selenium. And this year, we had Bosie on hand, which is a selenium vitamin E solution or injectable. And I was debating on giving it to him, but we also have the mineral buffet out, and it's got selenium in there. We didn't have it out for about 6 to 8 weeks between orders. So I don't know if I don't know how long they need to eat the selenium for it to be absorbed, but I also didn't understand the mineral map until just a couple weeks ago. And we are very low in selenium. And I was reading up that if you're that low in selenium, your area is really bad, you need to be giving monthly Bosie shots. And so I'm like, whoa.
They say monthly. Here's the deal. I'm not interested in raising livestock that requires you to catch them monthly and give them shots.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we've got some goats that perform flawless with that. Like, we've got goats that don't need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not interested in raising goats that need help at every single little turn.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. You know, if I was looking to do this for a hobby and just for the joy of it, absolutely. You know, if I just had 3 or 4 goats, you know, I would, you know, if they were just pets, I would be like, okay, let's do all this. Let's do this, that, and the other. But my idea is I really want to grow my goat herd to 300 or 400 goats.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get to the point to where we could take 100 head of goats and an acre of portable fencing and take it over on the neighbor's pasture that's got a ragweed problem and say, hey, don't spray any 2,4-D. Let my goats fix your ragweed problem.
Yeah.
Stop. Let's do this naturally, the best way for your farm. And let's get rid of that ragweed, because that ragweed's 20% protein. And my animals will eat it, especially if I put 100 head on an acre and move them every day. And I could have free grazing for my goats, and it could benefit somebody else. Honestly, as much as they're probably already paying in 2,4-D to try to kill that ragweed all the time, I could probably charge to put goats on it once, you know, people see what they can do. Mm-hmm. But if I was managing 300 or 400 goats, I'd just be glad to have the pasture. And with that being said, the point is, we can't chase every goat down and give them a Bosie shot. So we got to have goats that can perform. Yeah. So we've already identified some that are going to have to go. Yeah. They can't stay here. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is. We want strong genetics, and it's the best thing for the animals too.
I think
it's the best thing for the future of the lineages of those animals is to raise hardy animals so that every offspring of them have a better chance.
Yeah. I think we might give that black one, the first one we kidded, a second chance, but I think the other ones are.
Was that her first?
That was her first kid.
Yeah. So first time kidders, we will have a little lenience on, but if you can't do it the second time.
She only lost one. Her other one actually disappeared. So
yeah, we think a hawk or something.
That's why
either a hawk or an owl.
Chance.
We went to an auction right before dark, and either a hawk or an owl swiped it.
Yeah, it's vanished completely. And we've had 3 others go missing in the last few years.
We do have some dogs, some Labradors that would kill them, but they've never not left evidence. Yeah, they do it for fun.
And a friend of ours lives around the corner had one go missing this recently too. So definitely, and we've had to sit out there and monitor these birds coming in. So
Angelica said, "Did you bet on the peacocks?" Nah.
Too much.
If I could get one for $75 or less, I'd probably buy a peacock just to have it running around the yard. But problem is, if I spend too much money, I bet you within the first week a coyote's going to come snatch it up.
I know. I can't believe people pay that much. It's just crazy.
And
then Mom said you have to have 2, which I figured you'd have to have 2.
Wouldn't hang out with the turkey?
It might. I don't know.
Peacocks are kind of cool, but they scream.
Keeping it Dutch had to go.
They sound like they're screaming
like
help or something.
Saying, help! If you ever been to the zoo, like our zoo has peacocks all over. I remember the first time I went in there and heard one. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But they go for a
Justin
lot.
said, my blackjacks grow big bucks if they can get to at least 3 to 4 years old. They do put out a lot of acorns, but man, I'd rather have some white oak, some red oak. But white oak and red oak don't put on acorns as consistently.
I want one that puts on them acorns that are like that big.
Yeah,
What are those?
white oak, I think.
Yeah, the blackjacks, I hate. A bit up around our house, since our property is not very big, it's very annoying because they just grow those scraggly limbs and they hang down.
Oh.
They're saggy and they're dry.
And that's
they
the other
break.
thing.
I don't
That's the other difference between like a white oak and a red oaks and these different oaks is blackjacks, particularly, about half the branches that a tree holds are dead all the time. So there's more dead, dry matter to burn. These bigger oak trees, they just don't lose as much. They don't have as many dying branches all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they live way longer than most. Like I've seen some old blackjacks, but most blackjack trees just seem like they last about 10, 12 years and then they die.
Yeah, we've had a lot die in the last year. It's crazy. Actually, one got uprooted during this windstorm the other day. Angelica said she never heard of peacock. You should just look it up.
They're creepy.
It literally sounds like a woman screaming help. It's pretty interesting. She wants an ostrich. Yeah, those things are high dollar. I've been looking for some emus, but they've been going. What have they been going for the last few auctions? 500 to 700.
No, I don't know.
Oh, that one went for like $250. That one time, I think. I don't know, but they're a little bit high. Let's see. Oh, Phil's Road. They have their picture's almost the same. I didn't even notice. Oh, he was the one that said he wants an ostrich. Hi, Phil.
What do you mean their picture's almost the same?
Angelica and Phil's pictures. I thought that was the same.
Oh, you just mean like the backdrop.
Yeah, it's both green, so I thought blackjack trees will die when people move around them.
I think way worse than peacocks are guineas.
Yeah, guineas are very annoying.
Guineas are very loud.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, she don't want no ostrich.
Ostriches are kind of cool. They do
They're
have pretty strong
eggs.
beaks, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, like when you walk up to an ostrich to let it bite on your fingers. It doesn't hurt, but it is pretty strong.
I want some emus.
I like to pull like green grass and stuff and feed it to them.
Mhm.
They just about take your whole finger with it.
You want to know? Speaking of birds, you want to know what is absolutely insane is the price of those Sebastopol geese or whatever. There's a guy at the auction locally. He paid $75 a bird, and I'm going, what in the world? And then I ended up looking them up to buy chicks because I thought, I'll breed them and incubate them, and we'll sell chicks. They're $250 to $350 for Sebastopol.
Oh, I don't like those geese. They're the
Sebastopol
ones with the
They're
stupid
real
feathers.
fluffy. They look like a frizzled chicken.
But
It's like a
it
frizzled
looks like
goose.
it looks like the wind blew backwards and broke all their feathers.
Yeah, but for that kind of money, you know what? Incubate them.
Well, this is the way I kind of see it. Is
Crazy.
it's a gene defect though to do that.
I don't know anything about them.
It's
I'm
kind of
just
like
saying, that's insane.
frizzle chickens. I was just hearing somebody talking on a live the other day. If you breed two frizzles together, then it's kind of like they're recessive traits. So you end up with genetic issues and health issues out of your birds. So you can't breed two frizzles. So
I don't know.
the Sebastopol geese seem like a defect that people just thought were cool to me.
Angelica said Steven wants all the animals if the money is right. Yes. Yeah, I would definitely have some more animals if we had the money for it, but we got to start getting the animals we do have to pay for themselves around here, buy their own feed, which we've been having a rough go with. So
Our pasture pigs used to actually make us money,
yeah.
but it seems like people are kind of laying off the pasture pig fad like it used to be.
I got 2 out of the 4 sold.
We did have 8.
Yeah, with the flooding and the wind Ended up
Floods got half of our
got half of them.
piglets.
That's the first time Bailey's lost any piglets other than to our own dog and the piglet getting too close to the fence. But she's never lost her own baby. She's a good mama, so I felt really bad about that. He said,
I just wasn't expecting it to rain
I didn't
6
either.
inches or whatever.
well,
it
and the
rained.
boys go out there and tell me how bad it had flooded, and I go out there and they said the pigs were missing, and I checked, and it was
Mitchell.
sad. I was going to say it's sad.
Hendrickson Family Farms
on,
in here. I
you're
could
out
not remember his name the other night. And then, like, as soon as he got off the live, I was like, oh, Mitchell.
Wow.
I'm
Like
just
our
terrible.
oldest YouTube friend here. Good guard birds against coyotes and predators. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard are you talking about peacocks or the ostriches? I've heard peacocks are really good guard birds too. They'll chase people off if they don't recognize you.
Zombie chickens. Click on that one.
About 21 young chickens this last Saturday at Cooper, Southwest City, Missouri. Man, that auction, I've been following them on Facebook. They got all kinds of neat stuff.
That's his friend's auction. He's friends with owners.
Oh, that's probably why I'm following them, because you said it. But yeah, they got all kinds of neat stuff.
Well, we could probably go. Hey, Justin, comment in there when they do their auctions. We may try to make one of those. We could meet Shayla's parents there. That'd be like halfway or maybe a little closer for them.
Haha, Mom, now you have to come to an auction. I've been trying to get them to go. They've been to
but
it.
he said he bought
Never heard of
21
a frizzle
chickens.
chicken before. So a frizzle, how do you describe a frizzle?
Just frizzly feathers.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look it up.
Their feathers just grow wrong, in my opinion.
That's rude.
Well, I mean,
cute.
that's what it is. It's a genetic defect that makes their feathers grow wrong.
Well, okay, this is a frizzle.
We've got one out there.
Oh goodness, hang on. That is crap. That's terrible lighting. This is like a frizzle Polish. Let me see. Why is the lighting like this?
It is not wanting to show your phone on there.
Mm-mm. Well, you'll just have to look it up, I guess.
All right, let's see. Let's get to some more comments. Zombie chickens. So comment in here exactly what cross.
I want some of those zombie chickens. Okay. Yeah.
Comment in here exactly what a cross is, and then we'll come back to that. Or what cross makes a zombie chicken.
Well, I think it's A.M. Simani and Silky. Or is it just anything black and white?
I saw some of them bring 90 a piece. Yeah, we've seen chickens go insane like that. We've seen hatching eggs bring $5, $6, $7 a piece.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you right now, I ain't paying that at an auction because ain't no telling what you're actually getting in those eggs.
Yeah.
Or if they're fertile, or there's just too many variables.
And that price not money.
What kind of pigs do we have? We have a lot of different kind of pigs. Our pasture pigs we've got a registered Cooney boar. We've got a registered sow. And then we've got a Juliana Cooney cross,
sow.
Which is Bailey. And she's a phenomenal mother, a phenomenal pasture pig. She doesn't have the standard upturned nose like other pasture pigs, but she does not root. And she's just a good mama pig. She's not the first one that'll come up and, get pet, but she's very sweet as far as temperament in general. Good mama pig. And then on our Levi has 2 IPP barrows that he's feeding out non-GMO. And
anybody wants
soon they're going to be getting, now that we're getting some green on the pasture, if we can get some rain, they're going to be getting some pasture time. They're getting some alfalfa supplementation, fermented peanut meal, oats, and Milo feed right now.
And then we have an IPP boar.
And we've got IPP boar for our operation. Rylan is partnering on that operation to feed them for us and do some of the chores. He's going to make basically a percentage of the piglets. He's going to make a little bit for each piglet.
Red wattle sows.
Yeah, red wattle sows.
One of them.
One of them's
I don't know
probably
what
going to
she
go
is.
into a feeder pen because she was a runt and she's just not putting on the weight like I'd like to see her. Then we've got a purebred red wattle and a red wattle cross sow, and they're going to breed to that IPP boar, and we're looking to potentially be doing a forest/pasture pig operation with a friend. So we've got a bunch.
We got a blend of the Kuni and the Kuni Juliana cross too. So like 3/4 Juliana. I mean Kuni and 1/4 Juliana.
Yeah, we've got two little cross gilts that if somebody wanted one, I'd make you a good deal on them.
And we have a boar
Because they're very
We
cute.
get rid of Bud too.
And I'm getting soft, and I don't like killing cute animals.
You're getting soft.
And we've got a wild boar.
And a wild boar. And the other gilt that's bred by the IPP.
Wild
So
boar.
we got like 15 pigs. I don't know. 15 or 20. Oh yeah, ostriches are good guard animals. Yeah. Did you guys have fires close to you Friday?
Small ones.
One started up like just a 1/4 mile from us. But thankfully they had that one out so fast it didn't even pop up on the map. And then Bristow had one. Juneau Acres actually had one in their pasture, and then their neighbor's entire place burned down. That was pretty sad to see. I think those were the two closest. Maybe Cushing or Seminole or Shawn.
Yeah, Juneau Acres. They actually had some friends that lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And that's probably only 20 minutes from us.
Yeah. How about you? Did you have any close to you up there? Okay, I have seen them before, but didn't know what they were. First Saturday of each month is a hoof stock sale plus horse saddle and tack. Okay. You guys go to the sale up in Chandler.
We've been there, the goat and sheep sale.
Oh, yeah.
They do some chickens too.
Yeah. We haven't been there in a long time.
We haven't been there in a long time.
I want to look that one up.
I need to go get their scale work.
Really
they actually have a scale there. That's what's unique about the Chandler sale is like if you're buying goats, you can actually buy by the weight there.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that actually.
Okay, I looked it up. I have seen those before, and you're right. Their feathers do grow backwards. That's so weird. I saw zombie laying hens for like $35. Dang, Gillum, or no, who had the zombies? Was that John?
MT.
Yeah, MT Homestead had zombie chickens. So if you want some, reach out to them.
They do a lot. I think they incubate. I think they're like very friendly, and they give people eggs, a bunch of stuff too.
They might, I don't know.
I know they have for some people, and some people will probably bought some from them. But sale, no.
I was like, I don't know where my mind was going when I read that. Third Saturday of each month outside supplies followed by hoof stock with guns and ammo outside.
Hey, I like the outside stuff. I like that miscellaneous stuff.
Except when we get bad deals.
I got nothing but good ones.
Oh yeah?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
The mulcher.
Oh, yeah. I need to do a video on that. I bought a Chinese mulcher. I've got some recordings on it. And as soon as I hooked it up to a skid steer and sent the hydraulic fluid to it, yeah, I need to put a video out on that thing.
But most of the time it's good. That wild barrel will be tasty. Yeah, if we ever get to eat it. We've had him for 2 years, and he keeps telling me don't butcher it.
He's a character.
Yeah, until he's rooting up your pasture and you get mad.
I've almost grabbed the 22, and every time that pig has made me mad, I'm like, I just don't have time to do it right now. I'm in the middle of doing something.
And then when he has time, he's like, oh, look at him. He's cute. He's hiding in the hay.
Sleeping with the cows. He's like buds with the... Actually, we have a steer. I just did a short. He's been being a butthead lately, but we took that steer down to the other cows, and he's been acting depressed. And I almost think it's because he's not with that pig anymore. They were always with each other.
I don't know. He's definitely been acting weird.
He's been acting, he's not depressed in like a sick way. He's not ears hanging, Eeyore looking. He's just like standoffish and not as.
Yeah, he's always been super duper friendly, like a big dog. Now, I don't know.
But we did take him down there with the bull, and the bull did whoop up on him a little bit.
I don't know what an IPP pig is. The only one I've heard of is a Kuni pig, but because my nephew-in-law in Missouri has some.
Well,
so,
Phil, it's closely related to the IP or to the Kuni because it is bred out of the foundation of the Kuni for its pasturing abilities, for its temperament, and it's bred with a Berkshire and Duroc. Now, for the size and growth rate, and for the leanness of those two as compared to the Kuni. But I would tell you this: they do not pasture like a Kuni. I would not. I know they're called the IPP means Idaho pasture pig. They're not going to pasture the same as a Kuni in the sense of like they're still going to do damage to your pasture like other pigs. But the reason we wanted that genetic foundation is because we have seen it with our own eyes and our own experience. A Kuni can survive and thrive on grass. Mm-hmm. And we want genetics that lends our pigs, if we're going to do a pasture pig operation, we want some genetics in there that lends itself to be able to access and grow fat and muscle on grass and forage. That doesn't mean we're not going to feed some grain, and it doesn't mean that we're not going to supplement the feed. Like with Levi's pigs, I'm looking into getting a non-GMO lysine supplement to boost his pigs. We're looking at feeding alfalfa and fermenting alfalfa because alfalfa is super high in fiber, so you can't feed too much to pigs. But if you ferment it, you can feed more. There's a lot of reasons we wanted that IPP because they can handle more fiber and more green and more grasses and stuff than your purebred Berkshire or your purebred Durocs. So, boar.
Yeah, at work they had fire, but not at home. Dang.
What?
Just talking about the fires at work we did, but not at home.
I think I know where you work at.
Yeah, you had that discussion. To sell them ponies the same way. It's just way bigger and it's 5 minutes from the house.
Pawnee got us good.
Yeah, I ain't going back there for a while. Or ever. They ripped us off so bad.
The water line is done.
A little bit more to bury by the well house. But
we got a little bit to fill in by shovel yet, but it went pretty good. The next night when we pressure tested everything? Mm-hmm. Well, I say it went good. It didn't go that good because the water line.
Yeah.
Whenever I hooked it up to the well, I was fitting up the last piece of PVC. And I was trying to get the angle right, and I put a little pressure on it and snapped the PVC off of the
main valve.
The main valve going to the pressure tank and flooded the well house. I had to make 2 trips to Ace right before one trip was about an hour before they closed, and the second trip I had to go to Ace was about 5 minutes before they closed.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't exactly smooth. And we only had, when we pressure tested before we backfilled, we only had 1 leak.
Yeah. But we have water now.
But we have water at the garden and towards the pigs. And I did leave a pigtail. So we ran water over to the garden and
the
dog kennel area and probably 120 feet from the pig pens. Mm-hmm. And if we ever decide to, I did leave a pigtail on there so we could tie into that water line and we could, run more into the pasture and whatnot.
Heard of Berkshire too. Yeah, Berkshire's very good meat pig. They grow pretty well. Paul Case is in here. What are y'all doing?
just chatting and fixing to go get my barbecue off the smoker here in about 20 minutes when this live's over. Starving. My stomach is eating itself just thinking about it right now.
Thank you for the information. You're welcome. Yep, they are an interesting pig. They're the thing about the Idaho pasture pig also, which he forgot to mention, is they're super docile. Very, very, very friendly pigs.
Yeah, and I can't say that about the red wattles we got.
They're a little bit spazzy.
They're kind of like very wild. They act a lot like our wild boar Barra.
Yeah.
So,
Which is a lot how they're raised. If you don't hand feed them or
I may actually look at. We do need to replace one of those gilts. I think she may go into the feeder pen, and I may look at getting a piglet and try to raise it for a better temperament. A little more hands-on. Yeah. Well, that didn't include the previous trips that I'd made, thinking I had everything ready. So probably at least 5 trips. Well, you made a trip.
Yeah.
I made a trip. There was probably 5 or 6 trips in there.
For sure. We need to stock like a whole wall of plumbing supply.
3/4 inch PVC and 3/4 inch poly pipe.
We
fittings.
still would be out of it. Hey, Neil. My wild home is back. Hey, guys. Avid fisherman. Hello, hello.
Avid, I need to tag you in my barbecue video or short that I'm going to do. Avid's always smoking something.
Oh. Jennifer. Some of the big homesteading channels got cootie pigs and didn't like it because they pasture raised them on grass, but they were mostly all fat. Mostly good for large. Yeah, that's what the coonies are known for.
This is what I would say about them.
We've never killed one.
If you truly do them on grass, they have fat, but they're not too fat. But they don't get as big. So if you grain feed them and you feed them some grower feed and stuff like that and plenty of lysine, they'll grow pretty decent sized, but they will be high fat ratio. But if you let them do what they're really good at, just getting chunky on clover and crabgrass and stuff like that, they will have good fat, but they just don't get very big. So what they make is like a roaster pig. If you want to do a whole hog roast, you get one of those things up to about 50 to 80 pounds.
2 or 3-year-old pig, though, they probably would have more lard. Like if we butchered Charlotte,
they were pretty old for the size that they were, though.
Like, I never butchered one more than a year old.
Yeah, I know, but for a year they were probably only 80 pounds.
Yeah.
But they were fat.
Yeah.
They were a good ratio fat, though. I mean, they make good roaster pigs.
That's what we like them for. 6 to 8 months old, pop them on a smoker.
Yeah.
For us, it provides 4 to 6 meals.
You do that, they make really good. Like if we did it for ourselves, we'd eat for a week on one. Mm-hmm. But if we did it like friends and family, it makes a really good meal and like maybe leftovers for another day.
2 days, yeah. Let's see here.
And IPPs can be that same way too. So when you're picking out your IPPs, you want to look for pigs that are a little longer and not so short and compact. You want to look for that Duroc trait and not so much the cootie. You want them to have that short snout so you minimize some damage. Honestly, the snout isn't my main factor. I'm looking for meat IPPs. I'm looking for a balanced lean to, or fat to muscle ratio. That way they make good pork.
Beth is in here.
The key to pasturing pigs is to keep them moved and not to let them sit on one spot too long.
Yeah. Do you hunt wild boar down there? When we're hunting,
opportunistically.
Yeah.
I've gone specifically for them a few times, but I've taken my fair share. I mean,
that was the first time you took me out.
Yeah, what'd you shoot?
I did not see a pig, but I killed an armadillo because I was going to get me something that day. The one that we have in our pasture right now, the wild boar, we cut him so he cannot breed. But our dogs actually caught him while we were out looking for sheds. And so he was a little bitty baby, and we brought him home, pinned him up, and had him in there for a couple months. And now we've had him for 2 years now. Let's see. I was going to send you a quick message. Oh, it's between others. Let's see. What kind of pigs did David get? We're talking about something.
My rule is if an animal can beat me up or take me out, I won't have it. Not willing to take that chance. Working on getting supplies to build chicken if they're a good size. Well, cooney pigs won't ever hurt you intentionally. I did. If you get their tusks cut, this won't be a problem. But I have had my finger nearly severed by Burris at one time, but he wasn't trying to attack
I've
me.
had him. He likes to chase me when I go feed the dogs. He'll chase me, or if I have feed, he'll chase me down, and he likes to bump me. And sometimes his tusk will rub. Like he's giving me scratches from it, but he's
like imagine a
never
dog.
anything
Imagine
bad.
a dog just nudging you with
Yeah.
its snout. That's what he thinks he's doing.
He does all the time.
But he's got some cutters that are about probably 2.5, 3 inches long.
Yeah. How does a wild boar? I don't really think there's much difference, honestly. There usually is
Well,
in
they're
many
just lean.
animals.
Wild boars are very, very lean, and there's definitely a difference in their taste.
It's been so
It's
long.
kind of like turkey.
We haven't really had a wild
It's kind of got
boar.
like a dark meat turkey taste almost, and then the fat. If there is good amount of fat, it's kind of sweet, like commercial pork.
I don't know. All I ate is the loin because that's the good part. There's probably a difference.
Avid. So he said, could you cross a cooney with an IPP? And yes, we've actually got a gilt, and she's a big gilt for being a cooney.
Yeah.
And
big.
she is crossed with our IPP boar right now, and she's swelling like she's still only halfway there.
2 months. She's
probably got 5 weeks, 6 weeks left. We'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But and she's already swelling up big. So and where we got our IPP, they have some pretty decent sized litters, and her daddy always threw about 10 babies. So I'm hoping we get at least 10 little ones out of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like those will probably be highly sought after if we can keep them all alive.
We're going to try to get rid of our coonies. I posted them today just because they're
here's one reason
unnecessary for us anymore.
Here's one reason I kind of hate to get rid of them is they do such a phenomenal job on manure patties and keeping the flies down, because they go get those fly larvae and stuff that grow in the manure patties. They go seek that out and they spread them. And you won't, coming up here in the next few weeks, you won't be able to find, with all this green grass and flies coming on, you won't be able to find a manure patty.
No, actually, our pasture was full over winter because we had them fenced off, and since we've let them out, I've already noticed a huge reduction in cow patties. So I do enjoy that very much, but we'll let the IPP out a little bit more, and we're still going to keep Bailey.
We look to pasture our pigs more and more. We've got to get some more infrastructure, some more hot wire.
Yeah.
Just money. It's just money.
Justin said, "You two ever go hunting and forget your guns?" I don't think so. Did you? Have you?
I think he was.
Oh. I forgot my shoes one time.
Yeah, we went to go bid a job, a professional setting, and she leaves the house in nothing but house shoes, and we're going to go tromp around and bid building a fence.
Well, they're comfy. And I forgot to grab my boots. And I did that hunting one morning too. I got all the way there, drove all the way there, and I started to get out, and I was like, son of a gun, I forgot my boots. But I was not about to turn around. I was determined, so I went out and sat in my house shoes. Oh, and I didn't see anything, so maybe I should went home. We don't have wild boar in my state area. Where are you located at?
You know, I like hunting pigs. I like to eat wild boar, and I like the opportunity. But I would, if I could take it all away and do away with wild pigs, I would. They eat so much nutrients from the wildlife. They're invasive. They do way more damage than good,
and they breed so fast. 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days.
They breed year round. I've seen piglets, and I've been out hunting in 10, 15-degree weather with snow and ice on the ground and seen 2-3 day old piglets running around. Yeah, they'll breed in the harshest of weather, and they're survivors. Their litters will survive in that.
And they're weaned. Commercial breeders wean their pigs at 18 days old, 18 to 21 days. So 2 weeks, they're done. I mean, our pigs are 2 weeks old and they're running around. They don't even hang out with their mom half the time. They're out eating their own grass. We have armadillos digging holes in the yard. Yeah, you gotta get the 22 out for that one. Or get you some good dogs. My area of the day, Jennifer, do you have any livestock? Nope, don't have proper structures for. She's getting there though. We're pushing her.
Fencing is the number one thing. If you're going to get livestock, the fencing has got to be there.
Well, Jennifer, do you ever check like Craig? Well, is Craigslist in Canada? Yeah, and yeah, check Marketplace and stuff like that. Sometimes my dad got a really good deal on some fencing. The Red brand, nice horse wire fencing. I have a question. Maddie's goat was acting like she was in labor all day, breathing hard, laying down, up and down, restless. Now she's acting like she's just fine. Is it a false labor thing? We had one do the same thing
Irene
the other
not
day.
Had her babies
no, yet? Last week, about 5 days ago, ours was in. I've seen that. This is our 5th year, and I've never seen one act like that. But she was same thing, and she never did. The next day, she's fine.
She looked like she was about to give birth in the next few hours. And she was panting, sprawled out, laying down, standing up, laying down, standing up, looking restless. And then the last few days, she's just been out grazing, doing whatever.
On that, I will tell you to. Whoops. Is this candy? From Co-op Candy? Oh, yeah. Maddie. Oh, okay. She's in my class. So, I would monitor her closely, and then, if she starts, take her temperature, if she's got a fever, maybe try to give her some Pitocin or something. When I came out the next morning, I checked on her a couple times throughout the evening, and when I came out the next morning, she was fine. She didn't act like anything. So, sometimes they can have a little bit of a false labor, just like we do.
Well, if they get up and they go back to eating, they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, just monitor her.
If they start acting like they're going down, they may not be able to kid, and then that'd be a problem.
Could be stuck, or you might need to turn them or something like
that.
If
they're acting like they're in labor and then get up and they're out eating and grazing, then they're fine.
Yeah.
But if they act like they're in labor for an extended period of time, you might have to do something.
Yeah, just monitor, and if you feel like anything's going south, check her temperature. Make sure she's not getting a fever or anything like that. But I just keep an eye on her because sometimes they can do that. But let's see. I have a groundhog here though. Him and my dog made friends, but he steals my stuff outside. Almost broke an ankle in the groundhog hole in the yard. Probably like catching a gopher.
We've got some big old groundhogs down there where the cows are.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's gopher. I was gonna set some gopher traps down there. There's gophers in the yard. I was gonna do it just to do it, just to get some more.
There's definitely groundhogs down there. I looked it up. There's a bunch of trees chewed up that look like porcupines. And I was like, I've never seen a porcupine on this side of the state. So I looked it up, and groundhogs chewed the trees up like porcupines.
Well, gophers eat the roots and grass and trees and stuff too. So that's probably like a mini gopher. I mean, an extra large gopher. Wait, pigs eat fly larvae.
Yeah, they like the grubs and
Yeah, they pick through.
larvae and all that good stuff.
Well, at least the pasture pigs. I don't know. The regular
I'm
pigs
sure
eat it
they
too.
all
I'm
would.
sure
It's just
they eat
it's just
everything.
other pigs go way deep.
The only thing that I know a pig won't eat is jalapenos. They do not like spicy.
Actually, if you feed them a jalapeno pepper, they look at you kind of pissed off.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
funny.
they look at you like, "What did you do to me?"
I don't even know if they ate the bell peppers I gave them, but they'll
bite into bite into a jalapeno pepper just incidentally thinking they're eating something else, and they stop, spit it out, and they look up at you like, "Did you just do that to me?"
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, South Central Kansas. Okay. So, I mean, I'm sure eventually you'll get them if we don't keep them eradicated down here in Oklahoma.
Oh, they're probably may not be right where you're at, but
They're
probably don't have to
in
go
there.
very far.
Yeah. You need a sign on your door. Check your shoes every time you go to open the door. To go outside, you will be reminded. Yeah. That's for sure. I found you guys when you were live with Josh.
That was fun.
Yeah. Stony Ridge Farmer. If this goat gets the bucket, you'll be hearing all about it in class. Oh man, I hope not.
To be honest, that happens with goats though.
Yeah, we lost one just the other day.
You could think that everything's fine and then go out there.
She had triplets. One was gone. She had the other two, and she was totally ignoring them. I was so mad at her. I locked her in a pen with them, and, I tried to get them to bond together. I watched them on camera all day long. The goats were moving. They were up. I seen them eating a couple times. Next morning, come out, and they're gone. And then I was mad at Mama. I opened up the gate, and I was just let her out, and we decided we were going to get rid of her. I came back outside less than 2 hours later, and she was curled up in a ball, and I'm like, I didn't know exactly what went wrong, but by the time my son brought out the supplies, she was gone. So, well, he didn't even get all the way out there before she passed. So, goats are hard sometimes.
But earlier in our live, we were saying we are trying to breed for hardiness, and we've bought a lot of our goats at sale barns, and you just don't know what you're getting. We've got some really good ones, and we're about 50-50 on sale barn. And moving forward in the future, we're just not interested in chasing sale barn goats. It's not worth saving a few dollars. We will, if we look to add does to our herd, we're probably going to go somewhere and buy experienced mama goats, go to the farm and be able to say, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one, and load them up.
Yeah.
Because goats can be very tough and they can be very fragile. It's hit or miss.
Candy, I was also going to say, if you do think she is if you keep monitoring her and she doesn't start to calm down, you can give her some calcium. That will help. I don't know if you have, what's it called? You could give her a little molasses and calcium. That will help her progress if she is trying to push. If you see her pushing, I would give her that and struggling. But
yeah, well, yeah, if she's actually trying to push, you will be able to observe that it's not progressing into the labor.
If you have oxytocin on hand, oxytocin, yeah. If you have that on hand, I don't have any on hand, but if you do have that, then you can try that. If not, you can try calcium. So you're pretty far from me, otherwise I might be able to bring you something, but they live down in Holdenville. We just saw him too the other day walking around in the snow. I'm praying he don't have a family. So far, I think he's a single man, but not sure.
Do
I don't know where I missed that. There's next to nothing here at Super Country. I have all kinds of wild animals. You have to put galvanized steel hardware cloth on the ground, then dirt and fence in the roof to have a chicken run. Yeah. There's a lot of coyotes, possums, skunks. They'll all get in there and eat it. Eat your eggs and your chickens. Did I miss something that Jennifer said? What are you doing? You going back up?
up to your last comment?
You need to. That's a sign on your door.
I don't know.
I just saw him too the other day walking around with snow. Oh, your groundhog. I thought you were talking about a homeless fella or something. Hello, Teresa. Why are some of the names of folks in blue and some aren't? So the ones that are in blue are moderators, which I can actually make you a moderator. I think I have to do that on my phone. But they can control. They can come in and post links for me, and then they can kick people out if people are being inappropriate. We don't mind people hopping in here, any kind of stranger. We don't care. A lot of people from overseas like to jump on lives, and we don't mind it at all.
As long as they're not asking for money
or being inappropriate. So, have you ever? We can make him a mod. I gotta do it on my phone. Phil said, "Have you ever had sheep?" We had one. His sister called last year, and we bottle raised it. It was about 3 months old, and then our dog got to it. So that was the short-lived sheep farming we did. But hopefully we'll get some.
sheep are very
In
good
the
eating.
future.
I've thought about getting into them. Actually, we've thought about getting into a sheep called a Wasi sheep or fat tail sheep.
Mhm.
They're
One of the
a
oldest
very
breeds.
old breed of sheep, but they grow a lot of tallow on their butt.
They have fat tails. Look them up.
But that
They're
tallow
funny looking.
is extremely good for you.
And they have very, 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 very good milk.
So
And the Bible says the milk of a sheep.
maybe if we get some more land, we'll look at, if we did do those, we would do them in a very small number.
Mhm.
Probably maybe for the dairy and for the tallow would be the primary reasons.
Yeah.
They're not a very meaty sheep. I mean, people do eat them, of course, but they're just not like
Bred for that.
not like your Katahdins and Dorpers and stuff like that.
Oh, she's got black bears. Yeah. You don't have to build an extra nice run.
Well, we got black bears around here, just not.
They're not.
They stay in the big timber, and
Yeah.
they don't.
There's one like 20 minutes from us.
We don't have enough that they need to come fooling around houses and stuff at the moment. I mean, it's confirmed though. Probably 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Game wardens have
20
on
minutes
camera.
if you take the county roads, but if you could go as the crow flies, probably 5-6 miles from here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's where our goats went. Just kidding. We had meat goats when I was a kid, and I don't remember much about them having kids. Yeah. Oh, you're in Meeker. Oh, your sister's in Holdenville. Oh, okay. Well, I should be back
Where there's
mid-morning tomorrow,
where there's-
so if you need any help, let me know.
where there's one groundhog, there's more.
He gone. Mom said they have had no sheep. We had Elmer.
The black sheep.
My poor.
He's a black
short-lived
sheep
baby.
of the family.
He was the sweetest thing ever.
He was actually,
so mad.
we had a livestock guardian dog get shot by a dumb neighbor, but he was actually so the neighbor said that the dogs were chasing cows, but the funny thing is that they were running around with a little ram lamb. The vicious livestock guardian dogs with their lamb pal running around.
Yeah,
I miss that sheep.
I do too.
I was gonna eat him though.
No, you weren't. He was gonna be my ram. She wanted to go, and her daddy brought 2 home from the sale barn, so I don't even think about them really. Well, I'll text you my number, and I'll be home. Should be home mid-morning. If you need help, then maybe I can run over there. Hopefully it all goes smoothly, though. Usually it does. Oh, he back. Good to know. Let's see. I will try to behave. Can you send me money too?
Can I post my Venmo in here?
We had one guy, he was a little off, and he what was when we were doing a live when we had people coming on there, and I didn't know who he was because I watch certain channels and he watches channels. He watches way more YouTube than I do, so I didn't know who it was, and I thought someone he knew, so we brought him up on there, and he kept texting us his number and telling us his whole life story, and the poor guy. Oh,
Yeah, he definitely had.
I didn't mind him.
He
coming
definitely
on there,
wasn't
though.
all there, but some people were freaking out, like, we should ban him. We should ban him. Like, no, he's just definitely not right.
As long as you're not inappropriate on here, we don't care if you're argumentative, as long as you're not. Just
Hey, and
dirty.
one time I found a live, which was really cool to me because they were VPN from China, and somebody was streaming their live stream. They were just doing, excavator work. They were pulling trees out with excavators and just doing normal work that you see done here. But they were talking politics a little bit, which is rare to hear politics out of China because it is communist, and it's just not. First of all, YouTube is not allowed there. They have WeChat or whatever and TikToks, or they have their own social media, but they're just not allowed certain privileges, so to speak. And it was just cool chatting with them, and quite honestly, the scary thing is we have way more in common with China than you want to believe. With our government system and stuff, we are far more similar than you want to believe, and it's scary. It quite honestly is scary. They face a lot of the same problems that we face, and I think we're getting to the point in this country to where we're not far off from being in a very dystopian place. I tend to believe we're very dystopian as it is, but I feel like it's going to get worse, and I just don't see things getting any better. So, if you're looking to be self-sufficient, now is a good time to expand upon that. I mean, you just look at with Trump. For everything good that I see that he's trying to do, there's just 10 things bad that they do to stop him, or repercussions of what he wants to do that end up being bad. It's just all around bad people in our government. You got judges that he wanted to deport criminals, and you got judges who stopped him from deporting criminals. Let's just get them off of our burden. Why do we need to feed and house criminals? It's just stupid.
Trey not going live. Him and his Jessica's been in the hospital. She out yet?
She's not in the hospital anymore, but
he's been
she's
super
waiting
busy,
on specialists. So his work's been super, super busy. Yeah. But she is still waiting to get seen for ongoing issues.
Yeah, you guys can pray for her. Whereabouts okay are you guys?
Just in us.
You always jump way ahead. You're killing me. Hang on. We're gonna forget these other people. I don't feel bad. Whereabouts and okay are you? So we are an hour between Oklahoma City and Tulsa, and then right in between I-40 and 44. So Eastern Central. Oh, Lacey's in Macomb. Okay. I thought she said Holdenville. What am I thinking? Who lives in Holdenville? Never let
Jennifer,
people
I'm not
you
afraid of.
don't want to lie to us.
I'm not afraid of strangers. Even if they say something mean and bad, I can handle it.
Yeah. Hey, we got Bob.
check-
Bob came in here and he's been a loyal.
I think Bob's mad at me because I did a live one morning kind of ranting, and he was upset about Trump wanting to annex Canada. And I said, oh, man, don't worry. We don't want Canada anyways. And I think it kind of made him mad. So I haven't seen him in a while. But Bob's welcome here.
I like Bob.
Bob is welcome here.
We like the hard questions. It's good.
You know, when we do videos or lives, we check the box, not for children. So if somebody gets in there and says something stupid, we can just kick them out. But by stupid, I mean nasty or vulgar, or just spams. We can handle that. But honestly, if somebody comes in here and they're politically opposed to me, I'll have it out with them. I'll banter back and forth. If they're, if I say, hey, I'm a Christ believer, and they say, well, I'm not. I'll say, well, I'm sorry. Why not? I'll have that discussion with somebody. I'm not afraid of that. As long as they're not explicit, which that's easy to deal with, then you can just boot them.
Yeah. Just a few words. So, just for the record, I really enjoy watching your live. You both interact well together and are very down to earth. Appreciate it on my end. Well, that's good. We fight like cats and dogs off the camera half the time. That's how we've been since we've been married, though. But it works. Almost 13 years, so.
Justin's burger. That's a new one.
See, now you're
I don't know that.
Practicing eugenics with those goats, are we? Yes.
Yes, it's necessary in livestock. Honestly, people have pampered goats. They could never survive in the wild, being that fragile, and we're just going back to the way God had designed it to be for them to be tough.
Yeah, I have thought about that so many times. Should we not be doing this? Because that's what
we do try to save. If a goat gets sick, we go to extensive lengths to try to save them. But we've actually kind of come to a realization that even if we can save them after a week of tubing them electrolytes and minerals and vitamins and stuff, it's probably not meant to be.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I think the eugenicists are not trying to take humanity in the right direction. They're doing it in the wrong direction. Human
eugenicists. See, there's a difference though. Humans have a soul. Everybody has a right to.
Animals might. I read in the Bible that
animals have a right to. I mean, humans have a right to.
What is it? We're
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And
we have dominion over the animals.
I mean, people can do enough wickedness that they kind of vacate their sovereignty to those rights. But in this earth, they can ask for forgiveness. They can go to Christ and say, you know what, I was a very bad person. They can still inherit the kingdom of heaven. But if you're a murderer or whatever else, you can vacate your rights on this earth.
Okay, I'm an hour northwest of Wichita. Right. It's not too far. We used to go out to Hays, Kansas for some of our dog hunting events.
Yeah. I kind of like Kansas. I like being able to drive for hours without hardly seeing anybody.
I was just in OKC about 3 weeks ago, actually. I pity you because OKC is a mess.
Levi, I'm fixing to pull those ribs and stuff off the smoker.
I am in northeast Oklahoma. Yep. What I love is the judge made him give $100,000 their taxpayer credit cards back. He did it, but then put $1 credit limit. I don't follow any of that anymore. I'm so out of the loop. That's all on him.
But see, like that right there, you know, that like what Jennifer's talking about, that's the kind of stuff that just seems like vision to me. Tell a vision. It just seems like a distraction. Like there's such bigger problems going on. Like, I mean, we need to put a stop to their chemtrailing. We need to put a stop to all kinds of things that they're doing to us. And we're just wrapped up in, you know, laughing about how they got their $1 credit cards. It just seems like a distraction. You know, honestly, you look at things going on right now, and they said they were going to release Epstein files. I haven't seen a single arrest.
Mhm.
They were going to release Epstein files. They had their little media pundits come in and grab their folders with the Epstein files on the side, and they get their little press op out there. Look, we've got the Epstein files, but where's the arrest? Where's the prosecution? We will never see an arrest or prosecution. And that's why I'm kind of checking out of the whole politics thing. I used to be really big into it. I used to could tell you everything that was going on, and it's not the most important thing going on in my life right now. If it's not Christ, if it's not my family, if it's not what I've got to do as a man of the house to make things work, to get more land, to grow my homestead, my farm, if it's not those things, I'm just not as concerned with them anymore. We'll move in whoever's in office, and whatever happens, whoever pulls their string, we'll just move and operate under it as best as we can. In the military, we called it shoot, move, and communicate. Shoot, move, communicate.
Peacocks are beautiful birds, but they can be annoying. Yeah, they get annoying at the zoo, but they have a lot of them there. I do want one or two, though. I'm sure they probably eventually annoy me. My Venmo. They're all giving us their Venmo. PR. Oh, I don't use Venmo. I'll send a check to ksawmill@gmail.com.
If our fencing bid ever gets signed, I may be sending Paul Case a check if it ever gets signed.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully. Guineas are awful. They will harass your chickens as well. Learn that lesson never again. Yeah, we had some guineas at our old place.
So I just heard the other
How many
night.
times?
I just heard the other night that guineas can live 20 years. And I don't know about 20 years, but one time I shot one with a 410 and it came back like a week later. So they definitely got more than one life.
Whoa. He did not shoot this thing one time. He shot it more than one time.
2 or 3 times, and then it came back.
And we heard
I heard it for like the next week out in the woods, still making its noises.
It didn't come back to our house though, did it? It just stayed
Yeah, because whenever I got him, we ate him.
And that was good.
Guinea's actually good. It's pretty dark meat, but it's
Was
good.
it? I thought it was really white because I like white meat.
It's dark.
Well, I remember it being good. That's all I remember. But I'm not a dark meat fan.
It was kind of like dove, but less livery.
Don't tell people that dogs don't have a soul. Yeah, dogs are not fur babies at all.
Yeah, I probably lost a couple subscribers when I said that. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at the
baby and
hearts
people.
and minds thing. I'm just not.
I am not being nice about dogs. Dogs are a pain in my butt.
I like my dogs, but they can also be very, very destructive.
Yeah. But what I get irritated about with dogs, so irritated. I'm putting this out here on live now, but I get aggravated with dogs because of the dog people, the way they get treated over other animals. It drives me insane. I like all my animals. Some are bigger pests than the others at different times. Hey, Stanley family's on here.
What? So I think Stanley family, I could be mistaken, but I think that he was volunteering in his area for tornado damage.
Ooh.
If I heard that right, I think that's who it was.
Supposedly tomorrow is the Kennedy files.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I've been hearing that for the last 10 years.
I'm in Hutchinson, Kansas State Fair in Kansas, Cosmosphere, and two of the biggest salt mines in the country, Morton Salt.
I know who killed Kennedy. I already know who killed Kennedy, or generally what was behind Kennedy. And if it doesn't come out and just blatantly say it in plain text, then just know that you were led along on a string again.
Most of what's going on in the world you won't hear about on TV, and most isn't even found online. You have to have specific access to info to know what's
I'll tell you this. If you want real news, do not go to Fox News. Fox News can tell you some relevant current things that are going on, but don't go to Fox. Don't go to CNN, MSNBC, AP, Associated Press, CBN. Turn off those outlets. There are literal journalists over there in Ukraine that will show you the truth about what's going on over there. There are literal journalists in Israel and Palestine. They will show you the truth about what's going on in these places. You need to tune into people like that who have their feet on the ground, who are not sponsored and paid by any of the big news networks. They will tell you what's going on. Some of them could have biases still, but take everything they say with a grain of salt and study it if you want to really know what's going on. You got to all the major news networks. They're all contaminated.
Mm-hmm. Who's Caroline will leave it?
Specifically CNN and MSNBC. Who?
Caroline will leave it.
I'm not even sure. Any road tribe, any damages from the fires or tornadoes in your area? We're blessed with nothing but a couple down trees, and that's same for us.
Same for us, yep.
Nothing major. I mean, our car got scratched up from one branch pretty good. But
it can buff out. It's not that bad.
Nothing.
I'm checking in. Good night, y'all. Good night, Paul.
Nothing of great concern.
We're about to hop off here too. We got some meat on the smoker, and we have not had supper. I'd wait to get a pastel purple and shiny gold accent Paul case cup. Then I'd send a check. Paul, you better send her a cup.
Oh, he's talking about the White House press secretary.
Oh, my dog sits at the dinner table. So
one thing with I did see a clip of her doing the one of the press conferences the other day, and they asked her, have you ever imported things and paid tariffs? And she got all mad because he mansplained what tariffs were and how they are paid by the importer. They're not paid. China is not paying tariffs. This is something that people need to understand about tariffs is when tariffs are raised on China or Mexico, Mexico's not paying the tariff. The importer's paying the tariff. So who pays the tariff is the consumer. Now, I'm not arguing that we don't need to bring manufacturing back to this country. But what you got to understand is that when they raise tariffs on China, your goods, the things that because of our current infrastructure, the way that we manufacture in this country, the way that our consumables and stuff are manufactured, it's all done primarily out of country for a lot of these things. Containers. Yeah, they may make your food here, but they import the container. So on and so forth. They may make your food here, but they import the ingredient from China or India or wherever. So what you got to understand is when they levy these tariffs, it is going to hurt your pocketbook, and there's no way about it. There's no way to go around that. Now, what I would say is that what needs to happen is we need to make manufacturing here more popular. We need to be making that little plastic container here or whatever it is, load cells. I'm in the scale business. The vast majority of our stuff comes from Sri Lanka and wherever else. they need to be made here, but the fact is they're just not. And that could take years. It could take the better part of a decade to change that. So expect significant raises in your cost of goods. That's just the way it is. Is it something that needs to be done? Probably. We need to be more dependent in our country. So I understand both sides of that, but it was just kind of funny. She got mad that he mansplained how those things are going to cost consumers. And he was right. He was a liberal reporter, but he was right.
Hey, we can agree to disagree. Oh, I don't care if other people have their dogs in their house or treat them like that, but I get irritated when people talk their dog up and talk down on their other animals like their livestock, or say that the dog needs to be in the house, but all my goats are out there freezing.
Hey, my goat, I've got goats. I can call them by name.
Yeah, we literally have goats and our llama. Tilly knows her name. And cows. We've got cows too. They had a tornado hit their town. Michael's been going nonstop, either working with the fire department or doing large scope of damage. Golly. Man, some of that stuff was bad. Was y'all's place okay, I guess? I think the closest tornado we had that was bad was Shawnee.
Recently?
No, last year.
Oh, I was like, I don't know. Oh, we've had a bunch of tornadoes.
That one was a pretty bad
Macon, Seminole, Shawnee.
Yeah,
they've all been hit pretty hard over the last year.
Israel Guys has a lot of news too. Yeah, Israel YouTube channel. Hey Trey, I guess you're not going live.
I think the best thing that the best policy I've heard Trump say as far as world economics and stuff is I want the killing to stop. I am pro end all wars. That's what I am. There's a lot of people in these countries that are not very much different. The biggest difference is, what we believe, as far as Christ goes. That's our biggest dividing factor. But that doesn't mean that people need to be dying. Like Christ would not be waging war that was not necessary. So my big, that's probably the best thing I've heard Trump say is he wants the killing to stop. And if he's sincere, that is probably like that. If I was going to go, which I didn't vote, but if I was going to go vote, that would be what I would vote on. Millions of people dying in wars. It's sad.
Okay. Now that dog that broke my back should kick rocks because we ain't friends anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't be friends with her anymore either after that one. She tripped her up and she broke her back. She's having surgery. I don't remember if she had surgery yet. She's having surgery.
I've got a bull that's getting a little ornery, and if he ever actually attacks me, he's going to cell barn.
Well, the last bull did get on our dinner table. He hit me in the tailbone. It's been 2.5 years, and I still feel it. I never went and got it looked at because that's a little awkward for me. But what's on the smoke? Oh, sorry we haven't talked to y'all in forever. We're way behind on watching all our favorite YouTubers. Now, I haven't watched anybody in months. We've been every single day has been nonstop, 12 hours, 14 hours doing nonstop. He's been keeping up quite a bit, but no boy. What's on a smoker?
Got ribs, baby back ribs, and 2 pork loins. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a little short pulling them off.
I haven't even turned on TV in years. I fortunately am able to get info directly from Special Mode to the only way I know truth about anything. That's awesome. We don't watch TV except for an occasional movie together with the kids. Looking forward to seeing you at 10 Killer. Yes, we will be there, right? We'll be in there? You making
Most
up?
likely. I've got that big bid on that fence deal that could interfere if he
Oh,
ever
yeah.
signs it, and probably make our way out there.
Carolina's new White House press secretary. I'm fixing to turn it in as well. Enjoy your supper. Thank you, Justin. It's basically cripple the people even more. The poor enough to pay more for whatever they can't afford. Hey, Jace. Did you guys find any birds the other day when you were out hunting? Hey, John. Dakota was just talking about you. Maybe doing a collab going.
I told her, I
sand
said,
bass
he's always on the sand bass and the dogwoods are blooming, so we might need to hit you up for a collaboration and put us on some sand bass.
Yeah. Good eating. No, or unfortunately. Oh, Jennifer was asking.
Yeah, that
We are
stinks.
fine. House is fine. We lost our main vehicle, but not complaining since May. Oh no.
Vehicles come and go, though.
Yeah, man. That's still annoying though. Now you have to shop for a new one, but like you said, think positive and be thankful that was all. Okay, I need to finish my work so I can get done to go home. Well, thank you for coming in, Phil. We appreciate it. Have a great night. So far behind on everyone, life has been stupid since January. Yeah, I feel that. Fishing should be heating up now that the weather's getting warmer. Yep.
Yeah, my buddy
yet,
that
but-
does from childhood does a lot of bass fishing, and he said the bass are on fire right now. Today, he said he caught 20 plus bass.
Dang. Good thing we've got you electric fillet knife.
Bass, hey, bass are good eating. A lot of people think you got to turn them loose and you can't keep them, but hey, they're good eating.
You going fishing in your pond?
Hey, Jace, your mom works for the people with the big flood control lake right down the road, so you got to get your mom on getting us permission out there to fish, and
I don't think
which
that's gonna
actually,
happen.
I just talked to some fellers that were fishing down there today, and they said they caught some fish.
Yeah.
But I guess they're more special than me.
Go down to the bridge and fish off there. There's some perch out there. I gotta find them first.
Probably,
Oolaga or
I'm thinking
Grove.
if we go to Okie Homesteader Expo, it's over in the area of Low Water Dam on the Grand River or whatever that river is over there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably would be a hot spot for some sand bass. If I go to Okie Homesteader Expo, we're not doing any kind of booth there this year, so it'd give us, we could go in, walk around, see everything, and then we could get out of there and go do some sand bass fishing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, so now Trey shows up. Oh, I forgot to say hi to Nick earlier. I saw your comment.
Crappie should be heating up.
Wow, already got crappie. But the red buds haven't bloomed yet. Usually the dogwoods.
As soon as the dogwoods bloom, the crappies start moving closer to the bank.
I know, but after the red buds, then it's big time. But we don't ever. They say that every single year, but we never catch them till about April 7th.
Carlisle Lake, isn't that the one over there by Low Water Dam?
I don't know. You just touched the screen.
I didn't touch it. You swiped the mouse.
Time to make a fishing trip to Carlisle Lake. Maybe.
I think that's the one that's like right across from the turnoff to.
Oh, I was thinking.
Was that the
one? Albert.
Carlisle Lake, wasn't that the one I did that short on that somebody had mentioned to me?
Skittles and glitter and working. I thought you usually did your lives at work. Hey, Avid. Our kids have been dying to go fishing. Ours haven't asked yet, but they're definitely gearing up for it. Jay said he can fish there when he wants. You ever caught anything out of there? That little lake is huge.
Well, somebody's going to have to be more neighborly and get me in there.
You trap on the bridge. What have you caught over there?
But,
Sand bass spawn about 50 degrees.
yeah,
Yep.
that means that they're probably spawning any day now.
Still can't believe someone would name a fish crappie. Crappie. I do, but it's been so crazy up here. I can't. Oh, I got you.
Well, guys,
Ooh.
I'm going to go get my food off the smoker. It's probably cooling down just perfect. It's probably had a nice little rest.
Yeah, and no. Oh, it has had a rest? I was about to say he's going to bring it in and make us all wait another 30 minutes for the resting period.
Well, it was at 240 degrees on smoker when we started this, and it's slowly working its way down. So I bet
You
it's at
added
about
a
180
log.
right now. It's coming down.
If you bring that in and tell me we got to wait, you're eating by yourself.
But anyways, I'm going to
No
get the
big
stuff
yet.
off the smoker. Good night, you guys.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Catfish, shiners, and bluegill. There you go. Well, I agree, Nick, but not when it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night and we're starving. Then I don't like the rest period. Which seems to happen more often than not, but I was down to just throw on some hamburger meat on the stovetop. Yep. Yep. Please hit the like button if you haven't. We appreciate it. Thank you, Jennifer. You're always on top of that. Bye, Rower Tribe. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, guys. Catch you next time.